In a peaceful Igbo village nestled amidst rolling hills and fertile fields, there lived a prosperous family blessed with two daughters. Nneka, the eldest, was known for her kindness and grace, while Choma, the youngest, possessed a beauty that reveled the dawn and a spirit as free as the wind. Their mother, Uzomaka, a woman of strong will and fierce determination, had always harbored a secret favoritism towards Choma, her youngest daughter. It was a tradition in their village that the first child must marry before the younger siblings could even entertain the thought of marriage. Nneka, dutiful and obedient, was sought after by many suitors for her gentle nature and wisdom. Among them was Obinna, a young man from a neighboring village, renowned for his bravery and generosity. Nneka and Obinna had grown fond of each other over the years, and it seemed their union was destined to bring joy to both families. However, Uzomaka, blinded by her favoritism towards Choma, secretly plotted to ensure that Choma would marry Obinna instead. She despised Nneka for reasons unknown even to herself, and jealousy brewed in her heart like a storm gathering strength. She began to scheme and manipulate, weaving a web of deceit that threatened to tear her family apart. One fateful day, Uzomaka approached Obinna under the guise of seeking his advice on a matter of family honor. With honeyed words and false insincerity, she subtly planted doubts in his mind about Nneka's suitability as a wife. She lacks the grace and charm that Choma possesses, Uzomaka insinuated, her voice dripping with calculated consent. Choma will make a far better match for a man of your stature, Obinna, she said. Obinna, trusting and naive, found himself swayed by Uzomaka's words. He began to notice Choma's beauty and youthful exuberance in a new light, while Nneka's virtues seemed to fade into the background. Uzomaka continued a manipulation, encouraging Choma to spend more time with Obinna, fostering a bond that should have rightfully belonged to Nneka. As weeks turned into months, Nneka's heart grew heavy with confusion and sorrow. She sensed the distance growing between her and Obinna, but she remained steadfast in her duty to her family and her love for him. Meanwhile, Choma, oblivious to her mother's machinations, innocently enjoyed Obinna's company, unaware of the storm brewing in her own home. One moonlight night, fate dealt a cruel hand to the family. As Choma returned from gathering firewood in the forest, tragedy struck in the form of a wild animal, attacked Uzomaka, seizing upon the opportunity presented by the chaos of grief that followed, saw a chance to further her twisted desires. In her grief-stricken state, she manipulated the villagers into believing that Nneka had somehow orchestrated the attack out of jealousy, accusing her of witchcraft and malice. Nneka, heartbroken and bewildered, stood across before the village elders, our innocence drowned out by the cries of grief and anger. Obinna, torn between his love for Nneka and his growing affection for Choma, found himself unable to defend her against the mounting accusations. The village elders, born by tradition and superstition, decreed that Nneka must be banished from the village to atone for her alleged crimes. As Nneka disappeared into the misty horizon, her heart shattered into 1,000 pieces. She wandered the wilderness, haunted by the injustice that had befallen her. Meanwhile, Uzomaka's deceit began to unravel as whispers of her manipulation spread through the village like wildfire. The truth, like a dagger, pierced the hearts of those who had condemned Nneka. In the midst of the turmoil, Choma's life slowly ebbed away from the wounds afflicted by the wild animal. Uzomaka, now consumed by guilt and remorse, watched helplessly as her beloved daughter slipped away before her eyes. In a final moment, Choma whispered a confession to her mother, revealing that she had unwittingly stumbled upon Uzomaka's plot and had confronted her about it. The village, one divided by suspicion and betrayal, now stood united in grief and regret. They mourned the loss of Nneka, who had been unjustly cast out, and they mourned the loss of Choma, whose life had been cut short by a mother's misguided love and favoritism. In the quiet aftermath of the tragedy, Uzomaka retreated into solitude, her heart heavy with the weight of her actions. She had sacrificed the happiness and well-being of her own daughters in pursuit of a selfish desire, and now she was left to bear the consequences of her choices. The lesson echoed through the village like a solemn refrain that love tainted by favoritism and jealousy can lead to devastation and sorrow, and that true maternal love embrace all children equally, nurturing their growth and happiness without prejudice or deceit. Please don't forget to subscribe, share, comment, and continue to wait for the next episode and next story. Thank you very much.